guys. This whole heterophobic and heterophobia stuff really needs to stop. The LGBTQ community is just so offensive, and they're spitting a bunch of hate speech, and they are calling anybody who disagrees with them a bigot or homophobe. Calling somebody a homophobe is exactly like calling a black person a racial slur. You just don't do it. If somebody's anti-LGBTQ, that is their right to be that way. That is not your right to try to change them or try to get platforms to remove or deplatform people for disagreeing with the LGBTQ community's lifestyle and try to force them to do what they want. That just ain't okay. It's just not okay. You can't do that. You can't be so rude, so disrespectful, and think, oh, well, why don't I just be like blown brains out stupid to support them. Like, honestly, guys, I'm really pissed at the LGBTQ community. This whole Pride Month is just really pissing me off. I don't deserve the disrespect that I've been getting from the LGBTQ community and their supporters. What the fuck is fucking wrong with them? You can't be pushing this shit. This whole anti-heteronormative agenda. This LGBTQ agenda needs to stop, dude. It's disrespectful. It is offensive to me because I lost so much brain cells supporting this crap. And just have some supporters ganging up on you, trying to infringe upon your rights. You can't even just go and just disagree and have a good, have like a differences of going about saying what you want. And the LGBTQ community, oh, heaven forbid you actually say something about them that is completely accurate and logical, and to call them out on their heterophobia and their heterophobic nature and their straightphobic nature and their straight phobia and their irrational fear and of aversion and revulsion of straight people, and them committing hate crimes against straight people by trying to force online platforms to deplatform them. We need to protect straight people's rights. We need to protect their rights to be heard. And furthermore, we got a lot of people going around causing trouble. Causing trouble. All for what? Just so people can just hate up on the straight people? That ain't okay. We gotta squash this shit right now and be done with it. I mean, there's like a fuck ton of people that are anti-LGBTQ. And for those who are pro-LGBTQ, they don't know a straight person's life to have the right to criticize them for disagreeing with the LGBTQ community. A gay person don't know enough about a straight person to judge them for criticizing the way a gay person lives. You don't know nearly enough about a straight person to have the right to criticize them for judging how you live your life. You know nothing about a straight person to think you have the right to criticize them for judging how you live. That is not how things work in the real world. And I get labeled a homophobe had my first Twitter account, well, not my first one, but my second one, removed. I am on my third one. My first one got removed because I lost the information because of what Susan Wojcicki did. But this is my old, very first ever YouTube channel. My very first ever one. And yes, I myself am doing so good with this. And yeah, I got like hella copyright claims up on my YouTube channel. I just stopped keeping track. And furthermore, how are you going to go around being like, oh, I'm gay. Don't say anything about me or call me out on how I'm living my life. Let me live my life. Or else I'm going to end up having my little buddies, my friends going after you, you straight person who I hate so much because I judge you about how you live. Bullshit. And those people who are supporting the LGBTQ community, you're so full of shit. I can see y'all's eyes turn brown, about to pop out of their eye sockets. That's how full of shit you guys are. And only to come and attack straight people. What is wrong with you? You know nothing about a straight person to have the right to defend against them. Talk with a straight person instead of attacking them on the behalf of the LGBTQ community and trying to force the LGBTQ community's ideology up on the straight people. You got to get to know the straight person before you decide any rash or anything like that. You've got to it, and if the straight person is right there, y'all should be like, ugh. No wonder why the straight community hates these people. These people are horrible, disrespectful, deplorable people. Trying to force their anti-heteronormative lifestyles. Like, when will people grow up and stop supporting horrible movements like the LGBTQ community? And furthermore, it's offensive and disrespectful to be an LGBTQ member or a supporter. I'm just trying to like live my life, having my rights be protected. I feel like my rights are being violated by social media and by the media in general. Obey the Constitution. Social media is not that hard for you guys to do. And furthermore, I got a bunch of shit going around here, going and being a fucking problem. I got every single person is thinking, oh, well, why don't I just support the LGBTQ community and just start harassing a straight person or forcing them to support them? I have my own life to live. I'm not going to support something that I know is wrong. And neither should you. Back when I was younger, hella younger, I used to support the LGBTQ community when I was a lot younger. But now that I'm getting older, I am straying away from supporting that to doing something else. I need my rights to be respected, even on social media, where I'm protected against being called a homophobe or having my shit taken down for being anti-LGBTQ. The older I get, the more I'm straying away from supporting the LGBTQ community like I have in the past, to live my own heterosexual life and not have to worry about hate crimes from the LGBTQ community taking out up on me over the internet. And their supporters are a bunch of thugs. The LGBTQ community's supporters are a bunch of thugs. Bunch of hateful, evil, bigoted thugs. And the LGBTQ community has been a bunch of thugs too. They're a hate group. They spread hate speech about straight people and trying to force straight people to support them. I'm not. I'm going to have my rights be respected at all fucking times. Even on the internet. No matter where I'm at. I deserve to have my rights be protected by the fucking Constitution. I have a right to speak what I feel in my heart. Not be harassed, bullied by LGBTQ supporters. I'm being bullied by the LGBTQ community. I come unglued, and yet I fear for my life from the LGBTQ community. I fear for my life from their supporters and from them. They will have a chance about committing a hate crime upon me. I fear for my life around the LGBTQ community. It's not right to threaten somebody into, or forcing somebody into supporting something that they know is wrong. That is where the LGBTQ community and Kim Jong-un have that in common. Kim Jong-un has his supporters. The LGBTQ community has their supporters. Both are tyrants. They're bullying everybody. It ain't right. It just ain't right. I just want my rights to be respected and not infringed upon. I fear for my very own safety. Because I might have LGBTQ members threatening me. I might have LGBTQ supporters threatening my life. All because, why? June. Pride Month. The 1 month. Yeah, that's my only problem with the LGBTQ community. They're so rude. Name one lesbian that will actually consider dating a man, even having kids with him. That's right, y'all can't. Because the LGBTQ community is too close-minded, they're rude, disrespectful, and their supporters are also rude and disrespectful. They're pushing me away from even think about going back to supporting and condoning the LGBTQ lifestyle. The LGBTQ supporters need to have a short, tight, harsh leash on them. The LGBTQ supporters that jump down the throats of those who are hateful towards the LGBTQ community, their actions, their attitudes are the reason why some people have turned their back on the LGBTQ community even further. You're not going to fearmonger and bully your way into try to get me to support something I used to support but don't see a viable option. Okay, what's in it for me if I support the LGBTQ community? What's in it for me if I go back to supporting the LGBTQ community? What's in it for me, huh? What is in it for me? That's right, nothing. There's nothing in it for me to support that shit or condone it. So how about the LGBTQ community stop being so disrespectful and to the LGBTQ community supporters, stop being disrespectful and trying to get videos taken down content taken down that don't align with the LGBTQ Pride Month. Stop coming after straight people who are anti-LGBTQ, who don't support it. Stop going after them and leave them alone. That's why people are coming after the LGBTQ community supporters. Y'all are causing a war, and y'all are picking fights and starting fights. You, the LGBTQ community supporters, better pick your battles wisely. Because going after an anti-LGBTQ community member who's also anti-Catholic and Abrahamic religion establishment is a very bad idea. Very bad idea. Because you might open up Pandora's warehouse when you do things like that. So in order to avoid doing things like that, leave the anti-LGBTQ community alone. Leave it alone. Period. It is the LGBTQ community's punishment for trying to force the media to bend to their whims. So it's not our fault. It is y'all's fault and the LGBTQ community's fault. That's how it is.